Am I the beat for not being happy for my sister while my baby was in the hospital? My husband 30M and I 31F were pregnant with a very high-risk pregnancy. We almost lost the baby many times and were told from the beginning that they will most likely not make it. My sister 29F was the first person I told at 5 weeks pregnant. She does not have children of her own yet. She was very happy for me and did everything she could to support me during my pregnancy. I fast forward through a very hard pregnancy. My sister is prepping to leave for a friend's wedding. Out of town, she assured me she'd be back before my scheduled C-section. Things went wrong and I ended up giving birth a week early. She's still out of town. I insisted she stay there. And she calls frequently to say hi. My baby is very premature and has to stay in the NICU. I just had major surgery and the pregnancy hormones are hitting me real hard. Every time she calls, she's in the middle of conversations with friends, and although she's calling often, her attention is only half there. By the third call I'm upset because I feel like she's not really there for me, and I end up hanging up since she wasn't paying attention to me anyway. 4 minutes. My husband becomes concerned and texts her an apology. Sorry your sister hung up like that. We are just having a hard time right now. Maybe we can talk about your trip. Later she texts back a whole slew of messages saying we are being rude and my husband should back off, and it was not necessary to say that to her. I text her to lessen the tension and explain where my husband was coming from, but she refused to listen. It became heated as I went from being a mediator to fully taking my husband's side, in calling her selfish for not seeing how we can't enjoy her trip stories while our baby suffered in the hospital. It has been months and there is always a lingering tension between the three of us, and it's been brought up in many fights since. Every single time I stand firm that we were right to be sad for our baby, and she insists we were rude and selfish people for hanging up on her and her happy trip with friends. If I bring it up, she insists that I am not happy for her or I don't like hearing about her life. AITA for not being happy for her in the worst moments of my own life.